I met her on Facebook, of course, and she lived in another town not too far away. She apparently liked me for some dang reason, and she said that we should hang out. Boys, let me tell you, if you're looking for an actual relationship and a girl says she want to hang out, put a padlock on your wallet and run.
Hidden lightning, silent thunder, still wind, quiet storm.
I don't remember exactly the first day we hung out, but I remember the insanity of the evening. I picked her up and thought it would just be the two of us taking a little drive, since that was basically my favorite thing to do even then. But no, she said that we needed to pick up her friend first. So we drove way out in the sticks and got her friend. Then we went on a drive. I don't remember exactly when, but I can pinpoint exactly where if I drive by it. Where, get this, she conned me into letting her drive. Before you get all judgy, I'd just like to say that I put up my best fight against it and even pulled out the dead daddy defense, but it was no use. I wanted her to like me, and she had this cute little look when she wanted something. I was 16, don't judge me. Big mistake. She basically hijacked me. We ended up back in my town at one of her 20-something-year-old party buddy's apartment. She took my keys and said they'd be a few minutes and come right back. Those girls left me abandoned in my own car with no keys for over an hour, as I remember. I made the mistake of telling one of my friends, and his mom almost came to rescue me. But anyway, they finally returned and we continued the evening, with her friend driving my car around her town, looking for this girl she wanted to fight. Let's just say, after that night, I was always paranoid about driving in that town. I was supposed to be home by this time. I finally regained control of my car and ended up getting cornered into giving another one of their friends a ride, and she had someone with her. Every seat in my car was filled, when I thought I'd just be going on a nice hour-long drive with the cute girl I liked. I finally got home. Mom was on the phone with Marshall, like she was every day at that time, wondering if I was ever going to come home. Now, if you think that I learned my lesson, remember I was a 16-year-old boy who thought a girl liked me. I don't remember the details of every drive, but I do remember picking up her and her friends from their drinking buddy's house. They were all hungover and talking about the night before, and it's honestly more details than I ever needed to hear. Thanksgiving Day, she conned me into hanging out, and I of course agreed. The worst part was lying to my mother about where I was, since I'd already told her about these girls, and she didn't like that they were basically using me because I was always sober and had a car and a little extra money in my wallet. Going to pick up these girls one time was the infamous evening where I got pulled over twice. I got pulled over for missing a headlight in one town and pulled over for bright lighting a cop in another. Only warnings, thankfully. The one night that I remember the most, when I think of these girls, is when I drove them to the Fayetteville Mall, and then somehow we ended up in Eureka Springs. I think the details are right with where we went that night, but I'm not entirely sure about everything, since a lot of things from this general time frame are still pretty fuzzy. So I ended up in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, with 3 girls in the car, dropping them off with some French boy they met at a McDonald's. They had robbed me of all but $10. I was stuck over 100 miles from home, late at night, with a dead phone battery, and above all, I had less than a quarter tank of gas. It was past 10 at night, so you can imagine how difficult it was to find a gas station that was open to take cash at that time. I managed to find a gas station, and I was down to the gas lamp once I got home. Driving home had to be all by memory on a road I'd only been on once, but thankfully I made it home. And I had to give these girls a ride the next morning, I think. I got to hear about all their adventures with their little friends, most of which is not appropriate to repeat. The most I'll say is they kept talking about, you know what they say about those French boys. Like I needed to hear that. Uh, and I still ended up giving them one more ride after that. But after that, I knew I was done. Why? 1,000 miles and $300, and I still hadn't gotten as much as a hug. Why did I let it go that far? Because teenager. This is the end of chapter 3. Stay tuned for tomorrow and chapter 4. Thank you for watching.